Hi, sorry I'm delayed this morning on the old Monday Outlook. What is a holiday week anyway? We could have just abandoned this, but there's some interesting things happening in oil for sure. And of course, the reason for the delay is that I had to watch England in the World Cup against Iran. I thought Iran could go one of two ways. I thought they could play out of their skins because of the revolution that's ongoing there, or maybe they would sort of capitulate. And I think any time when a country, when the national anthem is booed before the game, which is what happened with the Iranians, it's pretty dispiriting for the players when they come up against a team as sort of world famous as these Premiership guys that they had to play. So I felt for the Iranians, and England looked great. In fact, we're saying, why don't they just give us the World Cup already? I mean, let's face it, they should. FIFA should really think about just awarding the World Cup to England immediately. Only kidding. So the drama this morning is outside of soccer has been in the oil market, where we had a bad week last week against what we hope will be a rallying oil price from December the 5th, first snow in New York. And we're on schedule for that. It's freezing here, cold in Central Europe. We're getting winter already. And, we would expect better action from the oil market, given that we highlighted in yesterday's note that the fundamentals here, if you look at oil inventories, if you look at refining runs, if you look at the 21 million barrels a day of US oil demand right now, which is very close to an all-time seasonal record, the market is not falling apart at all. And at the same time, what we had was a story that really put the shoe into oil this morning, which was from the Wall Street Journal saying that OPEC Plus is looking to increase production. Now, ostensibly, that made no sense to me because they've only just announced a cut at the previous meeting. But then, of course, when you consider it, you would say, well, actually, the Biden administration did very notably just announce that Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, would be immune from prosecution as regards the Khashoggi murder. And that could be, an OPEC plus way of saying thanks, gotcha. So I wasn't totally surprised by the Wall Street Journal story, but actually what happened was that we then, and this is what it's like to cover oil, we then got a forceful denial from the Saudis through the official Saudi press agency that there were no plans as yet. And, it would all be subject to discussion at the upcoming meeting, which is December the 4th, Sunday, December the 4th. That meeting is going to be a tough one to make a major announcement at, because the very next day the Russian sanctions kick in as regards the EU, and that would be, very difficult to call what exactly will happen in the course of that. So one theory is the Saudis are overproducing in order to prepare for that Russian outage. We don't think that's the case, but we don't think they've cut exports at all. In fact, we're certain they haven't cut exports at all. What they did is they cut their domestic production, which naturally goes down after summer because of the falling demand for power generation in summer, becomes cooler temperatures in Saudi. And that's worth about 800,000 barrels a day of demand swing that essentially has been more or less what they've cut from production without really cutting a whole lot from exports. I think they're probably down by about 100,000. So without any big cuts from Saudi, you're looking at quite a bullish setup here, again, given what we highlighted yesterday, that the DOE, for example, the most up-to-date demand data in the market for the US looks very, very strong. I don't think spot oil trades on recession fears, actually. It's always given as a reason why oil trades off. But in reality, this is a daily physical 100 million barrel a day market. And, I think the price tends to trade around the fundamentals pretty closely. And as a result, I'm surprised that we've had as much weakness as we have here, but we have reiterated our target of $120 Brent by driving season next year, which of course would be May 2023. Okay, it's going to be a good fun week with the World Cup and Thanksgiving. Have a great week.